It looks like the attendee list has leveled off. I want to thank everybody for joining us this week on our weekly business update, as we've got another holiday approaching this weekend, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. This week we've got some of the normal topics as well as kind of an introduction to one of our programs today, and we'll have a special guest today, Seneca Bowers, as well as Jeff Walczak. So without further ado, I'll turn this over to Jeff.
Okay, and as we always have to make sure that that you need to be reminded that eTruckBiz is not endorsed, sponsored, or anything else by FedEx Corporation. We know that many people know eTruckBiz helps solve problems, but many don't know the full suite of products and services that we have that guide you through your entire service provider journey. We do a lot more than people realize. eTruckBiz helps service providers in different ways depending on where they are in their contractor journey. It's everything, and we mean everything, in one place. So for new service providers, FedEx doesn't give you any especially financial guidance. Biz provides that type of structure so you don't burn all your money by learning by mistakes. There's a lot of folks out there that learn by making mistakes. Ken, would you say that that's true?
Absolutely true. I was on the phone with one of those people earlier today.
Well, that's the new folks. And then veteran service providers sometimes get bogged down making service happen. So eTruckBiz can provide the systems that rejuvenate your focus, right? So you can start realizing the profit margins you deserve. Just have to watch what we're doing and make sure we're running the right plays. Then for expanding service providers, translating successful operating practices across multiple facilities can become chaotic. We provide the cost-effective infrastructure needed to bring multi-facility operators into one organized and efficient operating model. Simplifying this ensures smooth operations and profitability across multiple operations. There's a lot of folks, a lot of the multi-facility folks out there are starting to come around to the eTruckBiz suite of systems. The only platform, I'll say this again, the only platform, FedEx service provider platform that can and does handle these issues across every stage of the contractor journey. If you want to learn a lot more about all the different things we do, everything from software, apps, driver apps, routing, route engineering, I could go on and on and on and on. It's all in one place. If you want to see it, you can schedule a discovery session with Becca. There's Becca at eTruckBiz.com. Scan the barcode and get on Becca's calendar. I don't know if we have anybody on from Impact Solutions today.
Does not look like it.
Oh, okay. Well, what they were going to tell you if they were here is they were going to tell you that being safe is a good idea, not just because being safe is a good idea, but being safe also saves you money, right? Those of you that have had accidents, some of you had some bad ones, know how much it costs to be there. You don't want to be there, so that's what Impact Solutions is there for. And also, we need to make sure that you know, especially those of you that are, if you are listening to us right now, or if you are watching this video on YouTube, and we know many of you do, if you're brand new to contracting or if you're thinking about getting into it, best time and a couple bucks you could spend on this particular opportunity would be to join us in Huntsville on September 1st and 2nd. Most all the eTruck folks that are on this call will be there. We'll have people there from insurance providers, Marsh, Impact Solutions, Motive, maybe some other folks there. You want to be there to talk to other folks in the same boat you are that are getting into the business or want to know what you're going through. That's the place to do it, folks. So again, hopefully we'll see you here in Huntsville on September 1st and 2nd. So as we do every week, we want to take a look at the volume from last week on the vans. Looked like it hung in there pretty good. The pickup stops were up some and packages were up some. It's pretty good. On the delivery side, same thing. It's hard to see that. I'm going to have to fix that one of these days, but we're up 1.36% on stops, 1.648 on packages, which is pretty good. And I think we're seeing some little bit of stronger volume this week as well, even though it's a holiday week. And is that what we're seeing out there?
We saw some big stops yesterday for a Monday. That's for sure.
Volume seems to be coming around. That's a good trend.
Especially the Midwest really seemed to get hit hard yesterday.
Well, now productivity is beginning to get hit hard. Ouch.
Yeah, you want to see that absorbed on your existing resources and push it stops per dispatch back over 100, not drop into that 97.7 mark. So understand we've got some training, but you should be covering vacations, and that's what the training can be used to cover vacations. But you really need to maintain that 100 stops number or whatever your easy number is.
So last week, forgot what day, but anyways, FedEx reported earnings was the end.
Yeah, this was the end of the fiscal year.
That's right. So here's the thing. They killed it on revenue. $960 million than most people were projecting. Outstanding. Look at this. Gross margins of 30, they reported 30% or somewhere close to 30% gross margins. What?
Unheard of.
That's kicking a little butt, even against DHL and our friends in the brown trucks. That's good. Bottom line, for the whole year, FedEx had one of the very best years in a long time, thanks to the Drive and Network 2.0 initiatives. And now that's why the foot is down on the gas for Network 2.0. For now, for another year and a half until you get to the next phase, but it's going to be strong earnings. Also, we want to, I mean, Ken already said this, but I don't think it could be said enough. 4th of July is coming up on what, Saturday?
Yeah, it's Saturday, and so that means we'll have businesses that'll be closed on Friday and businesses that'll be closed on Monday. So make sure your drivers are pulling their shippers as well as the deliveries, so you know who's going to be open and who's going to be closed on which days.
Not only that, but if I've got 20 folks scheduled for Saturday, let's say, what do you think's going to happen? So watch it, guys. Watch that.
And it does sound like the plans for FedEx are kind of all over the board. So make sure you know what your station is doing. Make sure you've communicated that with your team and get their commitment to be there. Absenteeism is just something that cannot be overcome when you're missing 20% of your workforce.
All right. So today we're going to talk about something that's you would think is very well understood, but we can tell you from all the different interactions we have all the time that it sometimes is not very well understood. So first of all, why is the FedEx P&D model, financial model, unlike anything else, right? So we're going to show you something we haven't showed. I mean, our BGSS clients or the Budget IQ clients, you know exactly what this is, but we're going to show the masses now finally what this is all about, right? So most usual business financial advice doesn't really apply to the P&D model. Why is that? Most financial models in other types of businesses, but anyways, you get to set your own prices, you get to build a sales pipeline. Sometimes you manage inventory, you market, you deal with accounting in different ways. You get guidance from folks, but on the FedEx side of the house, you don't dictate necessarily your prices. You get settlement, and once you get it, once your contract is negotiated, you got to deal with it, right? You don't sell anything. You don't have to sell anything, which is good and bad. It's good that you don't have to sell anything, but it's bad that you can't sell anything. No inventory. Most folks would tell you that no inventory is a blessing. You don't have to do marketing. Trust me on this one. That's difficult at best. Requires P&D specific settlement and cost analysis. That's one of the things you got to do. And FedEx provides no guidance for you on the financial side of the house. So Seneca is going to talk about this in a second. I'm going to let her talk about it, but there is one number that determines everything. So that's exactly what Budget IQ was built to solve. So Seneca is here. Seneca is our Director of Client Finance and Administration. And I'm going to let her talk about it because she's better at it than me.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, so as Jeff was mentioning, and we talk a lot about operational, what can you do operationally? Now we're going to delve into the financial side of it. So what's possible? A financial blueprint for scaling. So a proven financial roadmap empowers new CSs to achieve immediate stability, steady growth, and multi-terminal success. Well, where do you begin? Where do you start? As Jeff mentioned, FedEx P&D contractors have a different financial model than most businesses. There's no map provided. But what we're going to let you know here is that there is a target that you can reach, or you should reach. If you're generating 18% after your costs of what you have left over, that's what you need. So it's very simple to say that out loud, 18%, complex to engineer, but we're going to help you with that with this Budget IQ program. Can you do it alone? Maybe. Will you lose money trying to do it on your own? Possibly, more likely yes than no. And we know that just from years of experience dealing with contractors. And that's why this program was developed to help you with that side of it. So as noted, Budget IQ program, the only structured proprietary financial management system built exclusively for FedEx P&D service providers. So this program is available nowhere else. There's 3 basic steps to it: plan, monitor, analyze. So plan, we're going to build a foundation. Now, again, we're catering in this presentation to new CSPs, but this works for any CSP. If you're needing any type of financial guidance, we're going to plan that first step. Then we're going to take that plan, monitor it. We're going to monitor it daily. Most people look at their financials monthly, sometimes even longer periods than that. But when the month is over, that is done. There's nothing you can do to change that result if you lost money. When you monitor it daily, it gives you the opportunity to make changes that can affect your profitability now. So we're going to monitor and then we analyze. So we're going to look at how you're doing, make data-driven decisions. And Jeff mentioned that there's one number that you need to worry about, and that is 18%. And when you get a standard budget model as part of this program, you'll see where that 18% comes into play. You've got your operational expenses, your general and administrative, and at the bottom, if you have 18% left over, that gives you enough to cover capital investment and pay yourself something. I mean, obviously you're not doing this for no reason. You want to make money as well. So this first step is our standard budget model. Then we would give you an expense plan based on your specific CSA. We're going to organize all those expenses so they're easily analyzed. You've got your operational, your general administrative. And by looking at these every day, it's going to prevent you from overspending right from the start. Okay, so again, I just mentioned monthly reporting isn't very helpful, where when you're looking at this information daily, it's going to give you that clarity before the dispatch in the next morning while you still have time to course correct. Or you look at your daily dispatch and you say, what did we do wrong today? I'm not doing that tomorrow. So you're going to catch those issues before they compound, before a week goes by, before a month goes by. You're going to own your numbers every single day. How do you do that? We're going to give you an easy number. That number is the number of stops on average that you need to have per dispatch. That's going to give you that 18%. So it's a proprietary process that we have with your data to come up with that easy number. But once you have that with this program, you can monitor that. And that's what we will do as well to point out things that need to be adjusted. And again, every day you'll get your daily dispatch yield with quite a bit of data that will help you make those decisions. Okay, so this will enable you to see what's coming, not what happened. So instead of looking back, like in the rearview mirror, what happened, why am I losing money? You're going to see it coming ahead of you. And that's where this program excels. We have Budget IQ Insights. So we're going to point out any cost spikes. If your fuel just happened to be abnormally high, your wages are out of control, we're going to point that out and allow you to make those decisions before those problems get any worse. And then ultimately what we're going to help you do is predict your cash flow. Wouldn't it be nice to know you've got workers' comp coming or some bill that if you did not plan for could create a negative cash flow? We're going to help you predict that so that you can plan for it without it becoming a crisis. So this is a critical advantage for new operators that would be managing tight margins. And I would argue it's also a huge advantage for CSPs to give you some extra strength in this area as well. Okay, so as mentioned, it's 3 steps: plan, monitor, analyze. This is the Budget IQ program. The planning stage is that standard budget model. Then we're going to look at your CSA and your contract and provide you with an expense plan. Then we're going to monitor those numbers, giving you an easy number, the number of stops per dispatch needed to ensure that 18% margin. We're going to point out daily what your daily dispatch yield is, where your strengths are, where the weaknesses are, what needs to be improved. And we're going to look at that data with our Budget IQ insights and predictive cash flow. So with these 3 steps, you're going to achieve those expected financial results. And all this data not only helps you with your financial profitability, it is critical when it comes time for contract negotiation. You're going to be ahead of the game when it comes to this, but with her expertise and this data, you are going to be in the best possible position when it comes time to renegotiate your contract. We'll generate a real cost sheet, and we're going to sync all your data also with our accounting service. So this Budget IQ program comes with accounting services by an accountant that is very familiar with this space and a liaison with eTruckBiz. So again, what's possible? Awareness from day one, stability before growth, and a clear path to multi-facility operations. So once you establish this process, it enables you to be able to expand to multi-facilities because you're not going to be repeating a process that doesn't work. You're going to be starting with a process that is successful.
Okay. Seneca watches over this entire program. So the folks that are on this program, she's watching what's going on in those operations. That's a big, huge part of what's going on here. It's not just software, because we know that software, people, they get software, and then what do? Do you look at it every day? Do you use it all the time? Depends on what it is. But we know that on the financial side of the house, most folks can or not necessarily looking at their
Get it and forget it.
Mm-hmm. But that's okay, because she's watching it and she's gonna help you out when she sees something that needs some attention, right? And it all needs attention, but that's what happened. There are 10 zillion people out there now using AI to build everything under the sun, which is great, except it's the same thing. You just have software and who's watching what's going on. So you need, and that's what this program provides, is you need somebody helping you, talking to you about what's going on, right?
Right. Not only we're providing you with that information, but we're going to tell you what to do about it. We're holding your hand through this process. We're not just, like you said, giving you this information. We're working with you to make actionable decisions based on this information. I will be at the New Owners Intensive in Huntsville, so hopefully see you there.
Right. Excellent. So let's see, Ken, do you have any questions out there?
It does not look like we have any questions. I just want to iterate the importance of the daily review that is being done, and then what is done with that information. As Seneca says, we help you make adjustments. We help you see where everything's going. Her and her team are absolutely fantastic. As Jeff said, probably unmatched in the industry, without a doubt, unmatched within the industry. So
I'd say, Ken, I'd also throw in there, yes, performance IQ, you guys are watching cool stuff, and that, no question about it, that's important. Admin IQ, we're actually doing things for you, admin things for you. But this program makes the biggest difference for folks when they get it going. And especially if you're new, I don't know how in the world, if you're new, you might as well budget a whole lot of extra money learning by screwing up.
not a fun way to learn.
No, sir.
So it does not look like we have any questions. If any come up afterwards, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to answer, as Jeff said, probably our most important program, especially for the new people, because you now have a working budget. You have somebody who's going to help you work with that budget. And if you're an experienced, and I've yet to hear an experienced CSP say, I'm making more money than I ever wanted to make. Nobody said that, and I've been doing this for a little bit, so that's why this is so important. Go ahead, Seneca.
I agree. And I was saying, our experience too, we often see people that are surviving, experiences that survive, but with this program, you will thrive.
All righty. I want to thank everybody for being here. Also, once again, heads up for the holiday. Know who's open Friday, know who's open Monday, and plan accordingly. We'll be back here next Tuesday. If we don't talk to you before then, please have a safe and profitable week. Thank you very much.